All right, here's a really great point from the 2021 Atlanta, Georgia Open. This is a Pro Pickleball Association event. We've got 4 great players here in men's pro doubles. Let's watch this point and then we'll take it apart bit by bit.
See if that timeout by McGuffin and Newman is able to stop the momentum.
Oh, lob. Gotta play the bounce.
McGuffin, nice job chasing that down.
Okay, let's do some player ID first. We've got Matt Wright serving along with his partner Adam Stone. They're in the near court. And on the far side of the court, we have Tyson McGuffin and Riley Newman playing together. And so you see that McGuffin and Newman are already at the net. They receive that drop from Wright, and things get going right off the bat. A little dinking action, and then some quick speeding up by Newman. He loves that two-handed backhand, really uses his left hand, his non-dominant hand, to accelerate things. He gets what he wants, which is a high ball from Stone, but he's a little bit late on the counter attack, or the second sort of punch in that 1-2 punch combination Newman is, and so he sits that ball up too high. Matt Wright is able to attack, and I have no idea how McGuffin managed to play this ball the way he did, getting that ball so low back to Stone. As the point develops, we get a little bit of dinking action here, and this is a really nice example of something I've talked about before, how the pros don't typically follow their partner when they get pulled out wide, as we often hear that players should. You can see here both McGuffin and Stone getting pulled out pretty wide here on the court, and their partners are staying at home. That's because they trust that their partners are going to play good dinks back to the opponents, and so they don't have to worry about that hole in the middle. Now here's a shot that's really creative, done by Adam Stone. You don't see a ton of this. You don't see a ton of lobbing as it is, but you typically don't see lobs off of volley dinks, right? This is a dink that's hit out of the air before it bounces. He plays this ball, and there's a lot to look at here. This is a cross-court lob, and that's important. When you go cross-court, you've got more room to work with because you're playing on a diagonal. You can see here that McGuffin is looking to take that ball out of the air as a backhand overhead, but then he realizes he's not going to be able to. He retreats, and notice how he chases down this ball. He doesn't run in a straight line at it because he knows it's going to be hard to hit it well. Instead, he takes kind of a little U shape toward it so he can hit his forehand. You see here that Newman backs up as well, because you never know what's going to happen when your partner's in a really defensive position. It's a good chance for the opponents to keep the pressure on, so Newman backs up as well. But look at this good drop that McGuffin plays. He plays it cross court where he's got a lower net and longer distance, and he does a pretty good job of it. Forces Wright to let that ball bounce, and he can't do a whole lot with his forehand. You'll see Adam Stone getting out of the way here. And look how, as he goes down the line, Newman, very smart to go back cross court with that drop, more room, lower net, and look how far Wright has to go to get in position. Now, Matt Wright is interesting. He really likes using that inside-out forehand. Look how far off the court he is. Now, why does he do that? He's got a great backhand. Why would he go so far to play a forehand? Well, it's because he can put more topspin on the ball with his forehand. He's got more options. And you can see here that he's able to put enough topspin on this ball that it dips down a little bit too low for McGuffin. He speeds it up, but having to hit on an upward trajectory, he can't hit that hard and keep the ball in play. And so in the end, Stone is there for that ball. He is ready and counterattacks, and Newman ends up putting it in the net. But this is a really great example of the variety we see at the top level of pickleball right now. We see players speeding things up. We see them being creative with the kinds of shots they play. In this case, Stone's dink, lob, volley. It's a pretty interesting shot. We see Matt Wright running all over the court to play this ball. Yes, is he out of position? Maybe. But is he able to hit a more effective shot because of it? Yeah, and that's what matters.